Not as many people to address tonight, so we'll get started in about a minute. I feel like I can talk to each one of you. A little different than months past.
Well, like when she.
Yeah. She did say, it was like Chrissy on a morning announcement.
We'll get started here, everybody. Welcome to the July 11th regular board meeting. Thank you for those who are in attendance tonight. And I think we have a few folks still coming through on Zoom. And it's not as bad as it was here about an hour and a half ago. So take solace in that. I don't know how hot it is out there, but it's not as bad as it was. So welcome.
Dr. Middleton? Here. Ms. Kawhi is absent. Mr. Wilson?
Here.
Mr. Schmiederman?
Here.
And Mr. Dugan?
Here, yeah, if I could, let me circle back. Lauren is out of town tonight. And will be participating as a public participant. But as of, and I think it was July 1, board members in Ohio are no longer permitted to officially participate or vote in a virtual setting. So she'll be with us tonight, but not officially. That makes sense. Everyone will please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, please have a motion to adopt this evening's agenda. Stephanie?
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Dr. Middleton? Mr. Schmiederman?
Aye.
And Mr. Duval?
Aye. And a motion please to approve the meeting minutes of the June 13th regular meeting and the work session, as well as the special meeting of June 27th, 2022. Second. Tiffany?
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Schmiederman?
Aye.
And Mr. Duval?
Aye. Dr. Remy, accommodations to public comments?
We have a couple of guests. We have Mr. Kevin Jones, who's our vice chair or chair-elect, and Linda Woods, who is our chair of the Open Schools Foundation for a presentation.
Welcome.
Thank
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us. As Dr. Rainey mentioned, this is Kevin Jones, and he is the vice chair of the Open Schools Foundation and also is serving as chair of the steering committee of the Flourish campaign for our Arts Enhancement project. And he's just going to share a few words about the grant agreement that we're signing together tonight, and the positive momentum that it really represents for our campaign.
Thank you very much, everybody. And as Linda said, the momentum has been wonderful this year. The last few months have been terrific. We're very excited about this project. This is what the parents, the students, the faculty and teachers, the community wants this in our school system. And so we're very, very excited about this. It's going to help us stay competitive on the state level. And we're just excited about this. And we appreciate your time and appreciate your interest and support as well, too. So what we're going to sign tonight, we've agreed that with the school system and the Open Schools Foundation is the agreement of the payment schedules and the different phases of the construction project that will begin, as far as the monies that will be transferred and construction bills paid and everything like that. So with that said, we'd like to have Dr. Rainey and Todd, we'd like to present this tonight to have signed for our agreement, and then I think we'll be ready for a picture and we'll get out of here. So thank you very much.
I'm just going to add a couple more things. I just wanted to say on behalf of all of the trustees of the Open Schools Foundation, we just really appreciate your partnership, Dr. Rainey, and the whole board of education. Thank you so much. And together tonight, we really are taking an important step towards making this project a reality for our students, our teachers, and our community. So with that,
Well said.
do the sign.
So it is a great partnership. And so what we're going to do here, we've got to do the formal action and then we'll come down.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
That's good.
Okay. So Jeff, you want to pull forward, is it 5B and then 8B?
Yep. The The first thing we're gonna pull through is item 5B, which is on finance, and it is the recommendation is made to accept the gift from the Oakwood Schools Foundation for the Flourish campaign in the amount of $168,611 for the purpose of the architect's schematic design pre-construction work for the Flourish campaign.
Motion please to approve the recommendation at 5B.
So.
Would like to.
I'll second.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Schwederman? Aye. Dr. Middleton? Aye. And Mr. Duval.
Aye.
The next item we're gonna call forward is item 8B. Recommendation is made to approve and authorize to execute the project support master grant agreement with Oakwood Schools Foundation, the Dayton Foundation Incorporated, and Oakwood City Schools District as presented.
The motion please to approve the recommendation at 8B. And before we call for the vote, I just wanted to jump in and thank you both as well. My perception of the foundation probably goes back about 15 years, doing really important work back then. But it felt tactical and kind of addressing immediate needs at the time. And now to see where we've come and getting ready to approve a master grant agreement and seeing kind of the strategic collaboration where we're not necessarily thinking, what we are thinking about today's kids, but generational impact, strategic collaboration, and I mean, this moving mountain. So it's fantastic to see that what's being accomplished by the tremendous folks in our community, your team, your guidance. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The vote, please.
Dr. Middleton? Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Schwederman? Aye. And Mr. Duval.
Aye. Now, I think, get your smiling face on. First.
Sure. And we have to get Mike first from the foundation.
Can I just get all of you?
Oh, absolutely. How do we?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Excellent. I'll continue with commendations if I can. Congratulations to the Oakwood Social Emotional Learning Team for achieving the platinum designation, the Schools of Excellence and Prevention Program at each of the 5 buildings in the district. Each of the 5 buildings received the platinum award. Montgomery County ESC and the Montgomery County Alcohol, Drug Addiction and Mental Health Services Boards. This designation to schools that meet a rigorous list of criteria. Along with the honor will come funds to help continue supporting students, staff, and families. So thank you, and that's a picture of the award. Thanks and congratulations to all of them. Let's see, thank you to the members of the Oakwood Schools Board of Education and others in the Oakwood community who have been working with the Habitat for Humanity of Greater Dayton. A special thank you to Trevor Hoffman, who has helped organize Oakwood community members to be part of this worthwhile program.
And I know Mr. Dalrymple was there, I think, in the past, so he's here tonight. So thanks, Tom.
That's paint job in Weaver Heights.
Congratulations to the Oakwood High School Science Department for being named a biotechnology micro grant. Awarded a microtechnology micro grant from the Dayton Regional STEM Center. The main goal of this grant is to increase students' exposure to the biotechnology throughout the AP Bio course, as well as introducing biotechnology equipment and procedures into the regular biology portion of the course. I love biotech. The next one is about the Arts Enhancement Program and $168,000. Thank you for that generous gift foundation. And that would do with our accommodations.
Public comments. I don't think anyone was registered tonight.
And I've got one there. It says the board thanks the following staff members and parents who participated in the Oakwood interview team. Staff members Jeremy Storrs, got Kaylin Van Den Enden, Scott Forney, Adam Yeoman-Hake, parents Tony Brenner, Melissa Sayer, and Elizabeth Ludwig. Help us choose an orchestra. So, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramey. Dr. Lang, curriculum showcase, please.
Yes. From elementary to our high school, teachers are incorporating podcasts in the classroom, and students are listening, they're reviewing and creating podcasts. We talked with students in 3 such classes about how podcasts are impacting their understanding of the material that they're covering in class.
The idea that a stranger had killed Arpino was something I'd considered a couple times before.
I think it's a great way for us to kind of learn about the topic more because you get different points of view, and a lot of the time the podcasts have like different speakers come on and give their own opinions about stuff too, and it's just something like, it's a way for us to kind of dive deeper, and it makes the lesson more interesting as well.
But before he hung up on me, he said something interesting. Although he didn't know Emmanuel Fair and met Emmanuel only once.
Miss Wargacki isn't going to be able to bring in like people that may have been convicted of crimes really like very easily. So it's just like a good way to like hear their sides of the story without like any real bias or anything like that.
The assignment was to do a podcast about Frankenstein, and we picked a topic. We talk about how if Frankenstein was in the present world today, what would be different about basically like his mental health and what resources he would have.
The Waihiu choker comes in 3 beautiful and sleek colors: gold, rose gold, and sterling silver. Connected in the back by the creature's stitched face. This
makes comprehension a little easier, and it makes it more understandable because the book's a little dry, a little hard to read sometimes. So when you're doing something like this, that's not just a paper and it's the same thing as reading the book, it's just kind of blank and kind of boring. This makes it a little bit more exciting, easier to understand.
I think they would definitely have a different opinion. I think they would definitely enjoy reading the book more if they knew that this assignment would be at the end of it. I just like the creativity of it and how I could work with my friends and make it fun.
This was my first time really listening to a podcast and doing one, but it was really fun. I got to hear people's opinions about different things, like not just what they had to do with something versus the other thing, and that was really nice to hear people's opinions and just get some more information on that.
We had to make podcasts out of an argumentative writing piece, so I worked with Milo to make one about dinosaurs versus apes. I was supporting dinosaurs because they're just way cooler than apes. No offense, apes. It's definitely really fun.
We got some pretty good feedback. Some people liked how we were descriptive and our stories and stuff like that.
That's great. Thanks, Kimby. Thanks, Tracy, for helping us out with presenting that information. Fun stuff. Board reports. Mr. Wilson, start with you.
We have one from the Alumni Association. Looking at the website, class websites, those are the details, state rates, well. An email to reading your class reps is being sent out in collaboration with OSF to inform them of the dates on the weekend, and hoping to be able to finalize this class that are having the units of the Alumni Association. There's continued to assist with the Power Sales Scholarship Committee, creating video marketing materials before the fundraising push. I'm excited to see. Assisting with contact information and save the date detail for the first women's soccer alumni. That's going to be held in August. Reunions, the class of 70 will be in town for building tours and reunion July 22nd, 24. We have 58 classmates that are set to attend. Working with OSF on class gifts and contact on communications and planning. And in terms of fundraising, working with the OSF on fundraising efforts with Flourish, including testimonials from alumni, community members, and newsletters, emails, and things like that. So if you have stories to share that you think would highlight the importance and mission of the Flourish campaign, please get that to the Alumni Association. And they're also working on a communication strategy that partners OAA and OSF as they move forward in summer.
All right. There. Okay. We move on to budget and finance.
Item A is recommendation to approve the Southwestern Ohio EPC LFP stands for liable and fleet property insurance in the amount of $109,026.
Motion please to approve the recommendation of 5A.
Second.
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Schweden?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Duval?
Aye. Review unfinished business. During non-new business by the board, we have two recommendations this evening. I'll handle those. The first, 7A, recommendation is made to approve the SRC contract as presented. And please have a motion to approve the recommendation 7A.
So second.
Tiffany?
Mr. Schweden?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Duval?
Aye. And then 7B, recommendation is made by the superintendent and the treasurer to approve the new 3-year master agreement between the Oakland Board of Education and the Oakland Teachers Association effective July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. This agreement was approved by the OTA on June 27th, 2022. And please have a motion to approve the recommendation in 7B.
So moved.
Second. Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Schweden?
Aye.
And Mr. Duval?
Aye. Thank you. Moving to administrative reports and superintendent recommendation.
Item 8B, recommendation is made to approve the updates to policy 5460 graduation requirements as presented at the June 17th board meeting. That's what I said.
That's what I heard. So a motion please to approve the recommendation at 8A.
Second.
Tiffany?
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Schweden?
Aye.
And Mr. Duval?
Aye.
Okay, for item 8A, there is more information available on the PE waiver under resources at the Oakwood High School website or the webpage. All right, item 8B we've already done. So 8C, declaration is made to declare it impractical to transport students not enrolled at Oakwood schools. The district determined that it is impractical to transport resident students attending a school of attendance that is chartered, non-public, or community school per ORC 3327.01. That is just information.
Yeah, just a quick second. So there's been recent legislation that changes the way we have to handle transportation and declaring it impractical to transport those students who reside in the district but attend school elsewhere. And so this requires the district to make a declaration of impracticability for transport. And then we send notices out to all of those students who are rostered at a chartered, non-public, or a community school. And those parents can elect to participate or not participate in the in lieu of process. If they participate, then the board will approve. It's slated right now, the board to approve it. At the August meeting, it will go the duration of the year, transporting their students to and from that applicable school district. After the year, then we would ask that they certify to us that they actually did transport those students. After which point there is an amount determined by the state that we will then reimburse those parents for that transportation. And so that's a new process that recently got passed latter part of this past school year.
Thank you, Jeff.
Item 8D, presented for review are the recommended changes to the elementary school student handbooks for the upcoming school year. Plan to request approval at the August 8th board meeting. This one is action. It's item 8 E, recommendation is made to approve the attached Oakwood Schools Classified Employee Manual revised July 1, 2022.
A motion please to approve the recommendation at 8E.
So moved.
Second.
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Schwerman?
Aye.
And Mr. Duval?
Aye. Any personnel items?
We can take items 9A through E, and then 10A through Q together, please.
Sure. A motion please to approve the recommendations at 9A through 9E and 10A through 10Q.
So moved. Second.
Tiffany?
Mr. Schwerman?
Aye.
Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Dr. Middleton? Aye. And Mr. Duval?
Aye. Tiffany, when you get a chance, would you check this into executive session?
Recommendations made to enter into executive session for the specific purpose of considering the employment or compensation of public employees or officials.
Motion please to enter into executive session.
Second.
Tiffany?
Dr. Middleton? Aye. Mr. Wilson?
Aye.
Mr. Schwerman? Aye. And Mr. Duval?
Aye. The board will now move into executive session. Upon its completion, we will exit executive session, return to the regular meeting, and then adjourn, taking no further action on behalf of this. So that will effectively conclude tonight's meeting. Thank you for being here and participating online. Have a great rest of the July. We'll see you in August.